Today, let us learn about the introduction to the medieval world history, chapter 1, theme Myself and Family. What was the reason for the historic period to be divided in the society? The changes took place in the society, political system, economy, religious traditions, ideas, faith and beliefs. This was the reason for history to change into ancient, medieval and modern periods. The medieval period of India history ranges from 8th century to the end of 18th century, which was marked by the fall of Gupta's empire and dawned by the era colonial domination. This period is considered as an important milestone in the evolution of composite culture. Composite culture means a different culture has come into India during medieval period. After that, the historians have classified medieval period in India into two parts, that is early medieval period and later medieval period. In early medieval period started from 8th century to 13th century. The ruling kingdom included Palas, Pratiharas, Rashtrakutas, Cholas and Rajputs. You can see the map in the PPT which I have given you. Late medieval period started from 13th century to 18th century, which experienced the reign of Turks, Afghans and Mughals. Then how the major historic development took place in medieval India. During this period, historic development has took place in social and political sphere, trade and commerce improved, faith, belief, art and architecture also improved. There was a major historic development in India during this medieval development period in India. Agriculture was given importance as a primary occupation. Several Rajput kingdoms of northern and western part of India existed. Arrival of Turks and establishment of Delhi Sultanates. The next point is establishment of Muslim dynasty, particularly the Mughal dynasty, lead the growth of mixed culture. There was an increase in the cultural changes between the Hindus and Muslims between the northern and southern India. These exchanges gave birth to the Indian culture, followed by the Muslim rulers, especially the Mughals, gave importance to the political stability. Trade and commerce flourished that lead to the development of towns and cities. And also overseas trade taken place in the Indian traders established business relationship with the other countries. This made Islam spread throughout India along with the Sufi and Bhakti movement came into existence. There was a large-scale development of art and architecture in India. A large number of temples were constructed during this period. For example, Someshwar Temple, Vidyasagara Temple, Hemakunta group of temples were built under Vijayanagara period. Emergence of what was the reason for new social and political group and kingdoms. The casteism gave great emphasis during this period. The term Kshatriyas was introduced between 8th and 14th centuries, which was applied not only to the rulers, even for the chieftain, but the soldiers and also the commanders. People were further divided into jatis, called as subcaste based on their occupations and rank in society. Jati Panchayat were formed by the elders of particular area in their village. They ensured the enforcement of rules and regulations which were framed by the Jatis themselves. At the same time, Jatis followed the rules of their respective villages. Several villages governed. Chieftains formed as small units of the state. That time, the society was primarily dominated by four groups, that is, aristocrats, priests, city dwellers, peasants. Aristocrats, such as the nobles, sultans, officials, as well as the Hindu kingdom, belonged to the category who were entitled by many privileges. Next, the priest, a group comprised of the pandits, malvis, and ulemas, who were advised the rulers on important matter. Then comes the city dwellers, artisans, craftspersons, slaves belong to this city dwellers category. And the last is a peasant, was adopted by an increasing number of people. This newly emerged group of peasants were influenced by the factors such as priests, temples. They had to bear burden of taxes to be paid to the rulers. From the early medieval period of 17th century, the natural resources and wealth of India attracted many merchants, traders, explorers, as well as the invaders such as Muhammad of Ghazni and Muhammad of Ghori. And other Turks followed their pattern of invasion that gradually led to the establishment of Delhi Sultanates. While the Mughal Empire was replacing the Delhi Sultanates, new dynasties started emerging with the Indian borders like North India, Rajputs, Sikhs, Marathas, Jats and Kayatas. East India, Varmans, Ahyums, Sulyas. South India, Rashtrakutas, Chalukyas, Cholas, Cheras, Pandyas, Gangas, Hoysalas, Kakatiyas, Vijayanagar kings and Deccan Sultan. We are going to study about the region of empire. In early medieval period saw the merged of many small regional kingdoms. This kingdom engaged in frequent conflicts to expand the territories for their influence. The tribalate conflict among the Palas, Pratiharas and Rashtrakutas is notable example. In 7th century, big landlords or warriors chief ruled different regions of this kingdom. These landlords were also known as the Samatas. They bought gifts for their kings and provided military support to the kings. These landlords, after getting the power, wealth, declared themselves as Mahasamatas or Maha Mandaleshwar, means the great lords of circle. At that time, they believed that they were independent in their overall. Kingdom to empire. With the emergence of regional powers across India, many new kingdoms attained the titles such as Maharaja, Adiraja and Tribhuvana Chakravarti. These kings shared their powers with Samatas, associations of peasants, traders and Brahmins. As this kingdom became stronger regionally, they declared themselves as independent of any association with other kingdoms and Samatas. For example, Tandi Durga defeated Chalukyas, established Rashtrakutas empire. The Gujaras Patiharas established their kingdom in Rajasthan. The Cholas dynasty attained great prominence in South India. The Sultans of Delhi and Mughals reigned the northern part of India. Now we are going for the next economic changes that took place in the medieval India was marked by the adoption of agriculture as a major occupation and gradual changes have taken place in clearing the forest. This led to the migration of many forest dwellers to towns and cities in search of employment. Hence, there was a large-scale mobility of people moving from place to place, and the tilling of soil became popular among the farmers. Along with the growth of agriculture and migration of people, new groups emerged in the society. People also started paying taxes. Foreign traders and inventors brought in new technologies, and some new technologies were introduced in this medieval period. Use the Persian wheel in irrigation and the spinning wheel in weaving. Firearm compared the paper for writing. Now let's go for the new crop beverages that were introduced during this medieval period includes potatoes, corn, chili, tea and coffee. All this innovation resulted in economic and political, social and cultural changes took place in the medieval period. Now we are going for the religion, tradition. People collectively believed in the existence of divine. So the religion significance influenced the various social and economic groups during the medieval period. So Hinduism underwent many changes during this period. People started worshipping new deities, and the rulers of different dynasties built huge temples. Brahmin and priests emerged as the dominant groups in the society. With their knowledge of the Sanskrit text, they acquired lots of respect in the society. Their position in society was also consolidated to the support extended by the ruler searching for recognition. Here, there is a picture of merchant and traders, of migrants, of technique or holy Qurans of Indian Muslims, accepted caliphs and the early leaders of the community. Next comes the terminologies. The term Hindustan has been referred to different things during the different time period by different people. This term is used to refer to our country, India. Archaeological sources like monuments, inscriptions, sculptures, paintings, coins are archaeological sources of medieval history. The monuments were Humayun Tomb in Delhi, Qutub Minar in Delhi, Quwat ul Islam Masjid in Delhi, Juma Masjid is in Delhi, Red Fort in Delhi, Taj Mahal in Agra, Hoysaleshwara Temple in Halebedu. Next comes the inscriptions that were written or on the cut surface. This can also be on the stone walls of the temples, pillars, slabs, seals and copper plates. Inscriptions provided information to extend an empire, religious order, policies for the rulers and their achievements. The inscriptions Qutbuddin Aibak laid foundation in 1199. Scriptures of medieval period are made of bronze, wood, stones and they depicted figures of god, goddess, queens and king. The most famous scriptures of Chola's period is Nataraja dancing Shiva made of bronze. Next comes the paintings. You can see in the